Good afternoon, everyone. Let us start. So, welcome to to the topic cybersecurity. I'm going to share some light on cybersecurity essentials. But before proceeding further, let me give a quick introduction of myself. My name is Dr. Saqib Ahmed Khan. I am a senior facilitator at Regency School of Technology. I have done my PhD in computer science with a specialization in cybersecurity. I have multiple cybersecurity certification under my belt with a triple postgraduate in computer management, business administration with 12 plus years of experience in academia. So with this, I will proceed further. The content that we are going to cover for today are we are going to check on the introduction on cybersecurity. We'll understand what cybersecurity is. We will see some core concept of cybersecurity with the help of CIA triad. We will see some common cybersecurity threats, some essential cybersecurity tools, some emerging trends, how cybersecurity career, what are the career scope in cybersecurity, top certification, and some. I'll also show you some road pathway for the same. So, starting with cybersecurity. Now, what is cybersecurity? This is the first thing that we need to understand. When I say cybersecurity, what exactly it means? If I go as per the textual definition, cybersecurity is nothing but the technique of protecting internet connected systems such as your computers, your servers, your mobile devices, your electronic system, your networks, and data from malicious attack. This is what we call as cybersecurity. Protecting your network, protecting your data from bad peoples. When I say bad people, I'm talking about hackers who try to steal, who try to misuse your data. All right. Now let's break this cybersecurity in two terms, cyber and security, and just try to understand what exactly it means. When I say cyber, cyber means anything related to computers, technology, networks, and data. So basically, the online or digital world, what we call it, is cyber. That means it includes things like your computer, your mobile phone, your internet connection, your websites, your applications, and data stored online. So when you use online banking, the system that handles your account information, the system that handles your password and transaction is a part of cyber world. And when I say security, security means protecting something from harm or danger. And in technology, it means protecting systems, protecting networks, protecting application, and protecting data from attack, from misuse, from damage. What do you do on your computer? You install antivirus software to stop harmful viruses from entering your computer. You use two-factor authentication to secure your email and social media account. This is security, right? So likewise, when I say cyber, cyber means technology and security means securing those technology. All right. So putting it together, I would say cybersecurity means protecting computers, network, and data from cyber threats like hackers, viruses, and unauthorized access. And for which you are aware of the fact that company uses firewalls, company uses encryption to keep customer data safe. You, as a user, you use strong password. You don't click on suspicious link. Why do we do so? We do that to protect our personal information online. So cyber is the digital world, security is the protection, and cyber security together is protecting the digital world from harm. This is, in short, cybersecurity for y'all. Proceeding further to understand CIA triad. So, CIA triad is actually a model that guides how we protect information, how we protect system in cybersecurity. Where where C stands for confidentiality, I stands for integrity, and A stands for availability. And together, these principles make sure that data is secure, data is accurate, and data is accessible. And thus, they form the backbone of the information security policy and practices. Let us understand each of this term in detail. When I say confidentiality, confidentiality means protecting privacy and secrets. That means confidentiality is all about keeping information private and ensuring that only authorized people can access it. So confidentiality prevents sensitive information from being disclosed to the wrong individual. In simple terms, confidentiality means privacy. Now, how it works? Organizations use different security control acts to protect the data from being accessed outsider. And these control could be passwords, encryption, firewalls, multi-factor authentication, and access control list as well. So when you log in into your email account, only you can read your message, no other user. What is this? This is confidentiality. In online banking, your financial data is encrypted so that even if hackers intercept it, they can't read it. What is this? This is confidentiality, right? Companies classify the data as public, internal, and confidential. Right? And allow access only to the employees with the right clearance. That means not only authentication, but you also should have the authorization. That means the goal of confidentiality is to protect the data from unauthorized access, from eavesdropping, and from data breaches. Threats to confidentiality are your phishing attack. Now, phishing attack, we will see in further slide what it is, unencrypted data transmission, and insider threat. Now, talking about integrity, integrity means maintaining accuracy and trust. Integrity ensures that the data is accurate, that the data is consistent, and the data is unaltered during its entire life cycle. That means information must not be changed. Information must not be tampered with either accidentally or maliciously. In short, integrity means trustworthiness. All right. Then talking about availability, availability is ensuring reliable access. That means the information of the system should be accessible to authorized user whenever needed. Even if there's a technical issue, attack, a disaster, users should still be able to get the information or service that they require. So in simple terms, availability means accessibility. So organization ensures availability through backups, wherein they store lost data, redundant system, that means they have duplicate server and power supplies. They may also have a disaster recovery plan to quickly recover the major failures. And in some organizations, they also use network security tools like firewall, distributed denial of service system to prevent attack. You know, banking websites, they remain available 24/7 for online transaction. This is availability. Cloud storage service like Google Drive, they use multiple data centers to ensure that your files are always accessible. In fact, e-commerce website like Amazon, they use load balancing so that site doesn't crash during high traffic period. So in short, the goal is to maintain continuous access to the system and data for legitimate users. All right. Now, the question is that how the CIA triad works together. How three of these components work together, how three of these elements work together. So all three elements, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, they are interdependent. I'm sorry, not independent, they are interdependent. So focusing too much on one and ignoring the other can create weakness. Take an example of online banking system, wherein confidentiality will give you the surety that only authorized user like you and the bank can see your account detail. Integrity, that means your account balance is accurate after every transaction. And availability will ensure that you can access your bank account anytime from the website or the mobile app, irrespective of from which whatever you are using. So in any one of these fields, for an example, if there is a breach of confidentiality, your private information will be leaked. If there is a breach of integrity, your balance or your transaction data will be changed incorrectly. If there is a if there is a breach of availability, that you will not be able to access your account. Therefore, this is for this reason that I told you that these three elements, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, are interdependent. And focusing too much on one and leaving other or ignoring the other can create weaknesses. Right? Now, since we have understood what cybersecurity is, we have also understood the three important principles of security, that is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, let us proceed further to look at some of the common threats and the attack vectors involved in cybersecurity. So what you're currently seeing on your screen are the common threats of attack, the common threats and attack vectors, right? So I'll start one by one, starting with phishing. Phishing and social engineering. What does it mean? So phishing and social engineering are actually tricks that is used by attackers to make people reveal sensitive information like passwords, bank details, or any personal data. That means they target psychology instead of vulnerability. Are you getting my point? So how does it work? Uh, uh, Say for an example, attacker sends fake email or a message or a link that looks legitimate or real, pretending to be a trusted company or a bank to make you click on that link and share your details. So you receive an email from your bank saying your account will be blocked. Click here to verify your details. And believe me, the moment you click on the link leads you to a fake login page that is explicitly designed to steal your username and password. So a caller pretending to be a technical support, asking you to share your one-time password. This is also involved in phishing. So the goal of phishing and social engineering is actually to steal information or to gain unauthorized access to your account or to your system. Moving further towards the next threat, that is malware and ransomware. Now, what malware? See, mal and ware. So mal is the word taken from malicious, M-A-L from malicious, and W-A-R-E from software. So mal and ware, that is malicious software. The name itself says M-A-L from malicious, W-A-R-E from software. So malware means malicious software. That means it's a program created to harm your system, to steal information. And ransomware is not no different. Ransomware is also a malware, but it's a special kind of malware. Ransomware is also a malicious software, but it is a special kind of malicious software that locks, or you can also say encrypts your data and demands ransom, that is payment to unlock it. So malware spreads through infected email attachment, downloads, or unsafe website. This is the reason we security expert always recommend do not use genuine softwares. Do not use pirated softwares, you know, because they do not have these security features in it. Got my point? So the motive of malware and ransomware is to steal data, is to cause damage, and to demand ransom. That is money. Third in the line is distributed denial of service attack. A distributed denial of service attack floods a website or a network with too much traffic. When there is a too much traffic, what happens on the road? When you're traveling on a car and there's a too much traffic, what happens? You slow down, right? Likewise, the distributed denial of service attack floods the website, floods the network, making it too slow, causing it and to crash. It's like thousands of people blocking a store entrance. So real customer cannot enter inside. Simple as that. An attacker use network of infected computers to send massive traffic to the target website. What is the motive? The motive is to disrupt services and make website and system unavailable for you all right? Then comes in the line man in the middle attack. Man in the middle attack happens when an attacker secretly intercepts and alter communication. So two parties are already into a communication. So a man in the middle attack is a person, is an individual, is a party, right? That secretly intercepts and alters communication between these two parties without them knowing. So attacker places, I'm sorry. Where did I click? Yeah. So the attacker was talking about man in the middle attack, right? Yeah. So I was telling you that attacker places himself between the user and the website, or between a website, user, a website, or a user and a network. So here will be user, here could be a website or a network. And he or she will try to capture sensitive information like password, your credit card details. So if you connect to a fake Wi-Fi hotspot when you log in into your email account, the attacker captures your login credentials. So the motive of this type of attack is to steal data, spy on communication, and inject malicious content into the system, into the network. Then comes zero-day exploits. Now, what is zero-day exploits? Zero-day exploits targets a vulnerability that has not been discovered or fixed by software developers yet. There is a vulnerability, but the developers are still working on the solution. They're not out with the solution. So zero day means vendor has 0 day to patch, zero day to patch the flaw before it is exploited. Now, how it works? Attacker find and use unknown software weaknesses before security updates and release, And the only motive is to exploit new or unknown weaknesses for unauthorized access and data theft. Now, sixth in the line is very important. Insider threats. Insider threat comes from someone inside your organization, somebody inside an organization. It could be an employee, it could be a contractor, it could be a partner. Somebody within the organization who is misusing his or her access, right? So this insider can steal sensitive data, leak company secrets, and see, not necessarily this is intentional. Sometimes this happens accidentally also by a loyal employee. Are you getting my point? So the motive of this type of attack is to steal, is to damage information using legitimate internal access. Now, next in the line is IoT and cloud vulnerability. This is in trend. In trend because IoT is an abbreviation used for Internet of Things, which includes the smart devices like cameras, thermostats, sensors that are connected to internet, your wearable watches, smart watches that we are using. And cloud vulnerability affect data stored and processed on online server, on cloud services. How many of us store data in the local system today? Majority of the data today are stored on the server, on the cloud, right? And IoT devices often have weak security, and this makes them easy to hack. And cloud system may misconfigure if there is a misconfiguration or a lack of encryption, then you're exposing to your user data. Got my point? All right. So these are some common threats of an attack. Now, the question that should strike your mind is, why is cybersecurity important? Why it is important? So the answer to this question is cybersecurity is essential because a personal, a professional, and national activities today depend heavily on digital system, depend heavily on internet. So without proper security, sensitive data, finances, and even public safety can be at a serious risk. You will agree on this fact of mine. So cybersecurity is important because it protects our data, it protects our money, and most important, it protects our reputation from digital threats. And this is how cybersecurity is helping individuals, it is helping businesses, and most important, it is helping nations to stay safe and trusted in the online world. Now, in order, I told you that cybersecurity is helping individual, it is helping businesses, it is helping nations to stay safe and trusted. Now, for doing this activity, don't you think that we will require certain tools for the same? So next in the line is essential cybersecurity tools. So what I have done is I have prepared some examples of tools with the categorization, right? So there are many more tools, but I have shortlisted few of them to highlight it to you all. So talking about network security first. And the example that I have covered here is Wireshark and Nmap. Now, the purpose of network security tool is to monitor, to analyze network traffic. And not only analyzation, but also to detect suspicious activity or security issues. So Wireshark is a powerful network protocol analyzer that captures live network packets. It helps identify abnormal data flows, suspicious IPs, or unauthorized connections. Are you getting my point? So if you are a security analyst and you are using Wireshark, you can detect malware communication within a corporate network, right? Similarly, Nmap, which is an abbreviation for network mapper, is used to scan networks and discover connected devices, open ports, and running services. This tool helps to find vulnerabilities and unauthorized access points. Clear? Moving further with the next category, that is vulnerability assessment. And here, the tools that I have mentioned is Nessus and OpenVAS. Now, first try to understand what is the purpose of vulnerability assessment. The purpose of vulnerability assessment is to identify, is to assess security weaknesses, which we call it vulnerabilities, no? Vulnerabilities are security weaknesses. So we identify and we access this vulnerability in the system, in the application, in the network. And tools like Nessus is a commercial tool that scans system for known vulnerability. Remember, I'm using the word known vulnerability, outdated software, and misconfiguration. Using outdated software is also risky. So commercial tool like Nessus scan system for known vulnerability, outdated software, and misconfigurations. So before deploying a server, what an admin can do is an admin can use Nessus to check for unpatched software. All right. Then OpenVAS is an open source alternative of Nessus, but I generally do not recommend this being open source, but it performs the similar task of scanning and detecting vulnerabilities and compliance issues, right? Then comes penetration testing, very important. Penetration testing tools, because these are the tools that is being used by penetration testers, which are who are popularly known as hackers, right? So the the tools that I've mentioned over here is Metasploit, Burp Suite, and Kali Linux. So simulate. The purpose of this tool is to simulate real-world cyber attack and to test an organization defenses, right? So your Metasploit is a penetration testing framework that allows ethical hacker to exploit vulnerabilities safely to test system strength. Burp Suite is a web application testing tool that checks for vulnerabilities like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, etc. Right? And Kali Linux is a Linux-based operating system that comes preloaded with hundreds of security tools for penetration testing and ethical hacking. And professional uses Kali Linux to perform full system penetration testing. These days, we are also using MacBook for the same. Macintosh operating system, right? Then next in the line is endpoint protection tools. Endpoint protection tools, here the tool that I've mentioned is CrowdStrike and SentinelOne. Okay. What is the purpose of this tool? The purpose of endpoint device, when I'm saying endpoint device, you might be wondering, what am I referring to? I'm referring to the laptops. I'm referring to your personal computers. I'm referring to your mobile phones that are your endpoint devices. So we are protecting your endpoint devices like laptop, like your personal computers, like your mobile phones from malicious software, from ransomware, and from intrusion attempts, right? And using tools like cloud-based endpoint protection, that is CloudStrike, it's a platform that detects and prevents malicious software using artificial intelligence, And SentinelOne provides autonomous endpoint protection. It will detect, it will prevent, and it will respond to the threats in real time. Next in the line is SIEM and monitoring tools. And the tools that we have mentioned over here is Splunk, ELK Stack, and IBM QRadar. This provides centralized log management, analysis, and real-time threat detection. Tools like Splunk, what they do? They collect, they analyze large volumes of security data from different systems. And what do they do after collecting large volume of data? They identify patterns. They identify security incidents. Got my point? Then ELK stack is Elastic Search Logstash Kibana, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this is an open source tools that is used together for log collection, for storage, and for visualization. Similarly, IBM QRadar is actually a security information and event management tool that automatically correlates the data to identify advanced threats, right? And last two in the category, we have forensic and incident response tool and cloud security tool. Going with forensic and incident response tool, the purpose of these tools is to investigate cyber incidents, is to collect digital evidence, right? And to respond to breaches effectively. And AutoSpy is one such tool, right? That is a digital forensic platform that is used to analyze hard drives, recover your deleted files, and trace cybercrimes evidences. Volatility is an open source memory forensic tool that analyzes your RAM dumps. And what does it do that? After that, it detects the malicious software. It detects the hidden processes, right? Then comes your cloud security tool. And the tools that we have mentioned over here is Prisma, very popular, Prisma Cloud, and AWS Guard Duty. And the purpose of this category is to secure cloud-based environment. Not only securing, but also monitoring the configuration and detecting threats in real time. And Prisma Cloud is one such tool that provides visibility, compliance, and threat detection across cloud infrastructure like AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud as well. And AWS Guard Duty, it's actually an Amazon service. Amazon service that continuously monitors AWS accounts for suspicious activity or any malicious behavior, I would say. Got my point? So if you want a quick summarization on this, I would say network security analyzes the network traffic and detect the threats. Vulnerability assessment identifies and fixes the security flaws. Penetration testing simulates attack to test the defenses. Then endpoint protection protects user devices from malware, right? SIEM and monitoring, this is actually centralized log management, and I told you real-time threat detection. Forensic and incident response is used to investigate and respond to breaches, and cloud security is something that protects cloud platform and data. So in short, what I want you to understand from the slide is that these cybersecurity tools work together to detect, to prevent, to investigate, and to respond. I repeat again, they work together to detect, to prevent, to investigate, and to respond to threats, protecting networks, protecting systems, protecting data, and user from attacks. Right? So these are some essential cybersecurity tools, which is impressive to learn. Moving further on my next slide, I have emerging trends in cybersecurity. Now, some listed below or listed on your screen are some of the emerging trends in cybersecurity. And I've tried to cover the most of them. I'll start with AI and machine learning in threat detection. I already told you, artificial intelligence and machine learning are being widely used to detect and respond to cyber threats faster and more accurately. So your traditional security system rely on predefined rules that can't catch new or evolving attack, right? Wherein if you have artificial intelligence and machine learning, these systems learn from past attack pattern. They learn from network behavior. They learn from user activity. And using this, they detect anomalies that may indicate cyber threat. Moreover, they can identify suspicious activities like unusual login attempt, data transfer, or malware behavior in real time. Right? So AI and machine learning helps in real-time threat detection adaptability, new attack, and most important, it reduces the false positives. Next emerging trend is cloud and hybrid security expansion. See, as more organizations move to cloud and hybrid environment, you know, when I say hybrid environment, I'm talking about a mixture of on-premises and cloud. And don't you think that cybersecurity also needs to expand to protect these ecosystem? And cloud environment faces unique risk like misconfiguration, data breaches, and unauthorized access. Hybrid security will integrate control that will work both on premises and in the cloud. And, and this is what will provide you, will ensure you consistent protection. Right? We spoke about some of the tools. Zero trust architecture. We spoke about this. Never trust, always verify. Zero trust is actually a model that assumes no user or no device is automatically trusted. We are not going to trust anyone, irrespective of whether you are the admin, whether you are the director, or you are the employee, any XYZ employee of your company. Zero trust model assumes no user or no device to automatically trust it, even if they are inside the organization's network. Every access request must be authenticated and authorized and continuously verified. If you are authenticated but you do not have the authorization, then also you will not be allowed to carry out your activity. And believe me, that minimizes the risk from insider threat and compromised account. Right? Then comes your quantum resistant cryptography. Now, I'm talking about quantum computing. Quantum computing, actually, it could break the traditional encryption algorithm like RSA, or ECC algorithm, because it focuses on developing new algorithms that even quantum computers cannot track. See, classical encryption relies on mathematical problems like factoring large number that quantum computers can solve rapidly. And quantum safe algorithm use complex lattice based, or what we call it as a hash based encryption. And this secures the quantum attack as well. In short, this provides you the future proof data protection. And in long term, the confidentiality for sensitive information. Fifth in the line is automation in incident response, SOAR. That is an abbreviation used for security, orchestration, automation, and response. What it does, it automates the routine cybersecurity task, improving response time. So instead of waiting for humans to manually investigate alerts, what source system does that it automatically analyzes, automatically prioritizes, and responds to incident. So they can quarantine devices, they can block IPs, they can notify admins within seconds. Are you getting my point? So here you have a faster incident response, reduce human workload. That means there will be very fewer or very less error and consistent handling of alerts. Then cybersecurity for IoT and edge devices. We already spoke about IoT devices like smart cameras, sensor, or in fact, industrial robots. And you will not deny the fact that they are growing fast, but they often lack strong security, right? So these devices can be entry point for the hackers due to weak password, due to outdated firmware, or an encrypted data. So make sure that you use a policy for your organization if you're connecting such devices to the network. Then comes regulatory compliance. Government and industries should enforce strict cybersecurity and data protection regulation. There are organizations, there are government who are doing that. Organizations are complying with specific framework to protect personal and sensitive data, right? Then comes human factor awareness and training. This is very, very important. Very important because human remain the weakest link in cybersecurity, remember. And most breaches start with phishing or a human error, intentional or unintentional. So there should be awareness training that educates employee about safe online behavior, phishing detection, and password hygiene. There should be regular simulation and workshop that could help to reduce mistakes and insider threats. And for this reason, you will see that companies are conducting phishing simulation using tools like KnowBe4, right? Then Mimikast awareness training. Employees are trained to recognize fake emails and report for suspicious activities, right? Now, since we have understood what cybersecurity is, we have also seen the principles of cybersecurity. We have seen some the important pathways, important trends in cybersecurity. We have seen the types of cybersecurity, the attack, the vectors. Also, we have seen. Now, let us look into the career pathway. I mean, if you're planning to make your career in cybersecurity, right? So what could be the career pathway? For this also, I have designed a table for you all. Okay, so cybersecurity offers diverse career option, each uh, requiring different technical skills, problem solving abilities, and certifications. All right, in my next slide, you will find some list of certification as well. But here, what I have done is I have mentioned the career role. So security analyst. Security analyst is actually a first line of defense. Why first line of defense? Because the security analyst is a person who is responsible for monitoring, for detecting, and for responding to threats across an organization network, right? So I mean, you could do certification like CompTIA security. This is good for beginners, right? Then you can certify yourself with SOC analyst, right? So a say a security analyst, say if is working at bank, what a security analyst does at bank. A security analyst in bank monitors suspicious login attempt. And the moment he or she finds a suspicious login attempt, immediately will block the potential phishing based attack in real time. Another important career path is penetration tester. A penetration tester, who's also called an ethical hacker, is someone who simulates real-world attack to identify vulnerabilities before malicious hacker can exploit them. Right? So a penetration tester is hired to test. At hospitals, at any organization today, any multinational companies today are hiring penetration testers, ethical hackers, we call it. Then we also have security engineer who designs and implements security system and solution to protect an organization IT infrastructure. Okay, so you should be expertise in firewalls, virtual private network, intrusion detection system, prevention system, endpoint security. You should have a good knowledge of network architecture, security framework. You should be experienced in automation tools, tools for security configuration, and you should have a skills of cloud security. So if you have all of these skills, you can try for this. Then comes incident responder or a forensic expert. Incident responder or a forensic expert is someone who handles cyber attack after they occur. That means after the incident have occurred, they identify, they contain, and they investigate them. Are you getting my point? So they should be knowing the forensic tools. They should be understanding malware analysis, threat intelligence, digital evidence handling, right? So say if so I mean, so if there is a ransomware attack hitting your company, incident responder is someone who will analyze the logs, he will isolate the infected system, and he will collect the digital evidence. Then comes your security architect. you know Security architect. Security architect is someone who creates the overall design and structure of an organization security system. He is someone who balances the usability, cost, and protection. So this is a good big profile role. A security architect uh, is a is a good designation that you can try for. Then comes chief information security officer. The chief information security officer, this is actually a senior executive who's responsible for defining and for leading the company's overall cybersecurity strategy. Got my point? So in short, what I would like to tell you is, if you try, these are the different career role, the pathway that a cybersecurity expert can try for, wherein a security analyst should have the key skills of network monitoring, log analysis, and multiple tools associated with same. A penetration tester should be firm with networking, operating systems, right? Security engineer should know firewall, VPN automation, cloud security. Incident response responder should be well versed with malware analysis, digital forensic tools, right? And CISO should be a lead. I mean, if you are having a leadership skill, strategy skill, and you are someone who can work on compliance, then you can try for chief infosec officer. So what we need you to understand from this slide is that the cybersecurity career pathway starts with technical role like analyst, tester, engineer, and advances to strategic leadership role like architect and CISO, combining technical expertise, investigation skill, and business strategy. And this is what will help you to protect the digital assets. Are you getting my point? And these are the few certification that is you can have as a beginner, as an intermediate, and as an advanced person. All right. No. Now let us see at the learning roadmap for the beginner. Okay. Last few slides to cover. So learning roadmap for the beginner. So if you are planning to make your career in cybersecurity, okay, what should be the roadmap? So this should be your approach. You should understand first net what networking and operating system is, right? You should know the networking fundamental like OSI model, TCP model, IP model. All right. So learn about threats and security fundamental. So you need to recognize what you are defending against and how attacks work. And for this, you need to learn about the threats. You need to know the security fundamental. Now, what to learn in this? You should be knowing the threat types like malware, phishing, social engineering. You remember the slide that I've shown you earlier. You should be knowing authentication, authorization concept, encryption basic. You should be aware of the common vulnerabilities, the incident response basic. All of these is must, right? So, uh, I mean, if you learn learning only the programming or learning only the operating system or learning only the networking will not serve your purpose. This is the flow that I'm showing you. You learn about threats and fundamental. Then you experiment with tools. Try try working with tools. There are ample of tool available for beginners, right? So you can focus on those like try hack me, over the wire, right? So complete those freely available tools. Put your hand, take a hand on practice on it, right? Make a checkpoint on fundamental certification. On basic level certification first. then go for the advanced. What happens is generally learners, they want to learn tool, they immediately work on tool, but this shouldn't be your approach. You shouldn't go for tools immediately learning or with the tools first. First you try to understand the basic of cybersecurity. First understand the concept of cybersecurity, and for that reason we at Digital Regions we have the fundamental batch. The reason why we have introduced fundamental batch at Digital Region is because before a learner go with the tools, before they start working with the tool, they get the fundamental knowledge of what cybersecurity is. They get the fundamental knowledge of what networking is. They get the fundamental knowledge of different principles involved in cybersecurity. They get the fundamental knowledge of forensic. Are you getting my point? Okay, so you have to stay, you have to remain updated with the threat intelligence feeds as well, contribute to the open source, right? So putting it together, I would say you prepare a progress matrix where you can consistently complete the beginners courses, build with the tools further. Are you getting my point? So these are the different the learning roadmap for the beginner. Remember, moving straight away to on tools will not help you. The first thing is that you need to understand the basic of cybersecurity, irrespective of whether in you have graduated in whichever stream, whether you are graduated in marketing, management, finance, or computer science. No doubt graduates of computer science and BSIT will have an advantage because they will know object-oriented programming and the basic concepts of networking. But without having the knowledge of operating system, without having a knowledge of basic programming, scripting language, if you land up learning with tools, you will learn, but you will, in long run, you will not have a great career. Remember, okay? And conclusion and key takeaways. All right. So the first thing, cybersecurity is not just a career, it's a mindset. Understand, cybersecurity is not only about the job title where you need to work 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. It's a way of thinking. You constantly consider risk, you constantly consider vulnerability, you constantly consider protection in everything digital. You know, a cybersecurity mindset means you naturally think like an attacker and a defender. Are you getting my point? How you say a businessman? Oh, you are a businessman. That's why you're thinking like a business. You know, a businessman's always think for a business. Likewise, if you are working in the field of cybersecurity, you should have a cybersecurity mindset. Means you should naturally think like an attacker. You should naturally think like a defender. You anticipate. This will. Are you getting my point? So if you see any suspicious email with a link, a person with a cybersecurity mindset does not ignore it. He will think, could this be a phishing? What would happen if I click it? How can I verify it safely? This is thinking in terms of cybersecurity expert. If you are a software developer with a mindset, right? You will write code assuming user may try to exploit it, not just assuming that everything is safe by default. So when you are developing a software, at that time itself, you have to think like a cybersecurity expert. Let me write a code that is safe by default, that cannot be exploited. The second point that you see, the field requires continuous learning, adaptability, right? And ethical responsibility. This is true. Cyber threats evolve constantly, and attackers are inventing new malicious, new malware. They are exploiting zero-day vulnerabilities, or they are bypassing the security control. So as a cybersecurity professional, you must keep learning. from new attack technique to emerging cybersecurity tools, right? Adaptability is essential. Essential because different organizations, networks, and devices have unique challenges. No organization will have a same network. No organization will be using same number of devices, same set of devices. They will use different network. They will use different devices, and thus they will have different challenges and unique challenges. And ethical responsibility is crucial. I told you, cybersecurity is powerful, but misuse. Hacking without permission, leaking sensitive information is illegal. Not only illegal, it is harmful as well. So professionals must follow laws, professionals must follow regulations, professionals must follow the ethical guidelines. So a cybersecurity analyst who mastered firewall rules 5 years ago must now, today, he or she should understand that cloud security is important. So it's important for him or her to work on cloud security, on AI driven threat and IoT devices risk. Moving from protecting a corporate network to security, healthcare IoT devices, it requires flexibility. It requires new skills, right? And the last point that you see over here is that with growing threats and digital transformation, cybersecurity professionals are higher demand than ever before. As organization is moving online, cloud, remote work, and e-commerce, IoT, they are going online. So the attack surface is growing, right? And when the attack surface is growing, don't you think that this is creating more opportunities for cyber attacks? Yes, it is creating more opportunities for the cyber attack because the attack surface is growing. Ransomware, phishing, data breaches, nation state attack are now everyday headline you will see across the globe. And this translates into a strong job market from skilled cybersecurity professionals across sector, from finance, from healthcare, from government, from tech companies. Companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, they are hiring thousands of security engineers. Why are they doing that? Just to protect the cloud infrastructure. Hospitals need security to protect patient data from ransomware attack. Even small businesses today need consultant to secure website and online transactions. Got my point? So this is the conclusion and the key takeaways from the session. So with this, I conclude my session for today with a quote by Dr. Marco that in this exciting digital world, ideas are the greatest wealth. Dare to think differently, innovate yourself, learn about cybersecurity. All right. So here I conclude my session for today. Thank you, everyone. Let me. I'm just looking at the question. Thank you so much for joining. We do have, digital regions. We have courses on cybersecurity, Akin Lola. So marketing team will guide you on that, wherein we have series of batches. First, we cover basics of cybersecurity, and then we proceed towards the tools. We teach you all with tools as well. You can learn more on cybersecurity by joining at Digital Regenesis. Join at Digital Regenesis, wherein you will get the opportunity to learn cybersecurity. Where we have batches wherein we run basics and then the tools batch. Uh, yes, you can dive into cybersecurity field without being a university graduate. You can, provided you gain a good knowledge on operating system, on network, and practical experience with proper certification. How do I join? Marketing team will guide you on that. uh, the marketing team from Digital Regenesis will connect you for the same, and they will guide you for the course.